There we go. That should work.
Hello. Yeah. Nice,
Good.
nice meeting you finally.
Yeah, true, man. Same thing. Same thing. Just talked
Yeah.
on email and internet, right? But first time seeing you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny how many, how many people from now Instagram that you can see a little bit more than just emailing.
Yeah,
That you don't really get to meet them until, once in a while you go somewhere and things like that.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I hope we get to meet in real life soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we will go, 100% sure we will go to the Lowland Throwdown at least. We know that we
Yep.
will go
Yep.
at that time. I'm hoping to go before that, to be honest. We
Yeah.
were gonna go actually in November, December,
Okay.
but then we had to go to the German Throwdown this weekend. It was a little
Yep.
bit of a rush, forced decision, kind of, because we had paid the registration. We paid that registration like 2 years before COVID, or I mean, 2 years ago, before COVID.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
So we needed to go. So I think we will try to go January, February, something like this.
Okay. Cool.
To Netherlands.
Let me know.
But yeah. And I think the qualifiers for Lowlands are probably in February, could be.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do two events. They're gonna do one that's tied to the semifinal, and then they got one that's coming up in end of January for the classic event. That will be next to their main event. So yeah, they're gonna try and combine it. Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool, because I look at the calendar, and it was a little bit odd to me, because I didn't know, if it's gonna be a sanction event or whatever they are gonna call it.
Yeah.
From now on.
Yeah.
I think they didn't know if the dates from CrossFit and things like that, right?
No, it's true. I talked to Robin last week, and they're still working on it. So yeah, I think they're gonna get more details by the end of the year.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So you're not planning to go to the German Throwdown?
No, I'm not going to make it. I got to work a seminar. So yeah, unfortunately, the events this year just are going to have to pass on them. Yeah.
Okay, cool. But
yeah,
now that you
it's a cool
mentioned
event though. Heard good things about it.
Yeah, well, I heard pretty good things about the German Throwdown, the classic, and then they changed everything into the sanction event. But
yeah,
COVID happened and needed to be online, so I'm going there to see how the event is. So other years we have the subscription paid, so but we couldn't make that to have a booth there. The next weekend. That's it. But yeah, now that you mentioned the seminars, I think it will be cool if you introduce yourself. Who is Wesley? So we take it from there.
Sure, no problem. Yeah. So my name is Wesley Cloos, and I started CrossFit back in 2010. Then did my own level 1 in 2011. And then 2011, opened my own affiliate as well. And it kind of got me inspired to really improve myself in both CrossFit as an athlete, but also as a trainer mostly. And I would say that got me inspired to try and see if I could make it on as a seminar staff member, which I did in 2013. So I've been on staff since then, worked. Actually, this is going to be my 250th seminar this weekend. So worked a lot of seminars, L1s and L2s, pretty much all over the world, but mostly in Europe. Yeah, I'm a level 3 trainer, currently a flow master for the seminar staff group, which is kind of like a supervising role. And then, just been involved with a lot of different things. CrossFit Lowland Throwdown is one of them. Done that for about 5 years or so. Working them up to becoming a sanctioned event, and then quit shortly after because I got this new job, which is the country manager of the Benelux. So just busy and involved with CrossFit. That's basically who I am.
That's cool. So you are not anymore part of the Lowland Throwdown, which I think you told me some time ago.
Yeah.
And then you have this new role with CrossFit, which I think is in every country, or at least every region. I guess you have it for Benelux, right? Because the Netherlands is too small, and the other two countries are also smaller. So you condense everything.
Yeah.
So I know very well the Spanish girl that is doing. I think you guys have the same role, Nat.
Yeah.
So
we do.
Yeah. So I guess you have the same role and responsibilities. It will be cool if you want to explain something about it, because I think it's a new role that not a lot of people know, other than the affiliates, obviously, but a lot of people don't know what you guys are doing, and I think it's actually pretty cool and important.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a super cool role in terms of, there's a lot of stuff that we're actually able to do for the affiliates mostly. But we're basically what I see as kind of like a bridge between, on one side, what CrossFit HQ is doing, or CrossFit Home Offices, I'm sorry, is doing, and then what the affiliates and CrossFit is doing in the community locally. And so we're trying to connect that bridge and see how we can make sure that, everything becomes a little bit more local, becomes a little bit more connected to each other, I would say. And so our role, I would see, is one of like building relationships, building the community up, and kind of making sure that communication goes well between everybody involved, from sports, training, affiliates, partners, trainers, whatever we can do to kind of support that growth of CrossFit in our areas. That's kind of how I see our roles in the community.
Is there any specific action that you guys are working on, every month or every 3 months or whatever it is?
Yeah, I think it's mostly just seeing and listening to the feedback that we've received so far from the affiliates. And so if you listen to the affiliates, especially, if I compare myself, I'm a 10.5-year affiliate owner. Sometimes what you would see is, this argument of people saying, oh, I just pay for the name, but what else do I get? And well, I'm going to be the first affiliate to say I knew that when I was signing up. And also, I'm very proud as an affiliate owner to be part of that. But I think it's great that CrossFit is listening to those that are saying that, and that they're looking at kind of like, what can we do to assist affiliates and the community as a whole to kind of make them thrive. And so that's where I don't want to say it's like a monthly thing or a weekly thing, or there's any specific goals we're working towards. I would say it's more listening to that feedback and then kind of seeing if we can improve on that. And that's where you see the products coming out, like the affiliate partner network that just got released, the CrossFit affiliate programming, the affiliate playbook. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening because of listening to the affiliates. And so it's constantly listening and then trying to see what we can do to kind of work on that. So it's an ongoing process, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's something that you guys needed to do. At the end, it's an American brand, and America, US, North America is there, then Europe is here. It's a big disconnection, not only in CrossFit, in general, with a lot of things. And I think I've been in contact with CrossFit boxes since, I can't remember, 2012 maybe, or 13 or something like this, and you can see the evolution of how CrossFit impacts people and what people think about CrossFit.
Yeah.
And I remember you probably remember as well, the early ages where, whatever CrossFit did, said, or performed, whatever, we tried to duplicate it here, where now seems like, there are a lot of micro environments in Europe,
for sure,
where people is more looking what's happening with the athletes and coaches that are doing, let's call it, the strength and condition on functional fitness in general. And then, okay, this is the trend, or this is what we can do. And they are not looking that much at what's happening in US. Even it is something pretty stupid, but I train with 20 years old kids. They're pretty strong. They train 2-3 hours per day. My dog is called Kalipa, obviously for Jason Kalipa. They still ask me like, oh, Kalipa is really cool. Where did you get that name? And I'm like, dude, Jason Kalipa, you don't know who is Jason Kalipa? And they are like, no, who is it? So you can see the completely disconnection compared with how it was before. So I think this local, the local representative is very needed in Europe.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. And I agree with you that, it's evolved from what it was. And I think, back in the day, you could kind of get away with it. But like, I visit a lot of affiliates on a weekly basis. And you see the difference between, the guys that have been around for like 10, 11, 12 years and the guys that are fairly new. And it's not that one is doing better than the other necessarily in terms of like business success, but there's definitely a different understanding of kind of like what it is and how it's evolving. So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, it's true. I see that different quite a lot. There are some new boxes that they still have that old mentality, but a lot of them they don't.
Yeah.
And a lot of the old ones, they have evolved into something different, because at the end, once you have built your community and your box is pretty much full, you don't have a space for nothing else. Then they believe, well, why should I pay CrossFit if it's only a name?
Yeah.
And so I think that adding that extra features, extra services, extra whatever you guys can do, it is very important. Yeah. So at least from my side, I know the CrossFit affiliate, I don't know how you guys are calling it, but it's kind of an intranet where a lot of companies are going to provide some kind of service to the affiliates. I'm not sure if is it going to be only for the affiliates or also for the customers of the affiliates?
No, yeah, well, it's different with each deal, and it's very specific to the company that's involved. But typically, what it is, it's called the affiliate partner work, or APN, as we call it for short. And it's basically, different ways of supporting the affiliates first and foremost, to making sure that they can get cheaper equipment, they can get a discount on certain things, they can get a discount for maybe their members or maybe their coaches as well. And so I think what's super cool is, as we continue on, there's going to be more brands involved with that, that are basically, I think, going to benefit the whole entire ecosystem of CrossFit.
It's been released in US already, right?
Yes, correct. But there's also already brands that can be used internationally. Like, for example, Whatever It Takes is involved. They do, more local deals. But it's still in its beta version. At this point, we have 20 companies that are involved with it. But it will grow to more, and it will become more localized as we continue on.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Is there anything else that we could expect from from your side, guys, in Europe to I think now that probably will be a lot of changes because of the new CEO, and I think it's a pretty smart CEO, and he knows well about business, entrepreneurship, and in general. And I think they've been hiring a lot of pretty high-end people. So far, I think the CMO from South Cycle could be somebody from Deloitte as well. So it is a big change from having your friends as teammates to having some of the best business people that you can find in the fitness, not only the fitness industry. I think any industry,
but just in general. No, I agree, and I think not digging into specific products, but I think even more. I think what you're going to see is kind of, I remember this old article that talked about the ripple effect of CrossFit, kind of how you start CrossFit, and then, you want to buy a certain pair of shoes, or you want to get involved, you want to use something like Beyond the Whiteboard, and you want to be part of certain things, it grows out from there. I think what you're going to see is that I think the community as a whole is going to become more connected on an international basis. And so I think with the direction that we're going, you see a lot of listening from our side to then applying that in terms of what can we do to then assist that or kind of help that out. And I think it's going to be mutual beneficial to everyone involved. Like I said earlier, it's just going to become easier to kind of buy stuff. It's going to be easier to get involved with events. It's going to be easier for affiliates to know what they need to do to be successful. And CrossFit is just looking at the entire ecosystem and seeing how it can make sure that it thrives and it becomes more well known in the future, so that more people can benefit from the greatness that it has to offer.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I'm looking forward to see how things can evolve, especially now that seems the whole pandemic is kind of fading out. We hope. We shouldn't expect any more lockdown in Netherlands either, I guess.
Well, yeah, I hope so, but they just made some new changes. Hopefully it stays with that, which, you know, the new rules are already ridiculous as they are. They basically require you to have a COVID pass to show that, you know, you're either tested, you had COVID, or you got vaccinated, to be able to enter the gym. And now, without going too much into
like
the politics,
that's how it is now?
yeah, that's how
or a
it is. And I
PCR,
think,
I
you
guess.
know, yes, yeah, exactly. And so, without going too much into the logistics and politics of it, you know, I think what is important here is that it's difficult for affiliate owners, to kind of figure out how to deal with this, and kind of to say no to people that, you know, don't want to go through those loops. And so I think it's a sad thing that the government puts us into that position. But again, as a local and small affiliate owner, sometimes there's not so much you can do, and you can fight your own battles. But yeah, it's difficult for affiliates.
Yeah. Are you guys supposed to train with masks as well?
No masks, but you are required to be either tested, vaccinated, or you had COVID within, I think, a year from now. Yeah.
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 It is a little bit better here. We are only supposed to train with masks. Obviously, nobody does it. I mean, it's ridiculous to train with masks.
Yeah.
At the beginning, we had it down here. Now, I mean, I walk into any gym, I walk everywhere, and nobody's wearing a mask.
Yeah. Well, and I think the logistics of it are just hard, right? Whether it's face masks or vaccination passports or whatever it is, it's just the logistics of checking it all and kind of doing that. It's just almost unrealistic. Yeah.
Well, hopefully it's going to be fading completely out. All the restrictions and everything that we have as the population gets vaccinated should be okay. We hope so. And I guess you as an affiliate and part of the international CrossFit community, you've probably seen how much the affiliates, even athletes, professional athletes, amateur athletes, any kind of athlete has been suffering during the past years. This, you know, what the pandemic has impacted, because you guys were closed quite a lot, maybe like 8 months in total for a year and a half.
No, even more. I think, you know, in total we had 2 lockdowns, and I think in total we were closed for almost 11 months. So yeah, it's been a wild ride. Yeah.
That's quite a lot. We've been closed down here for obviously the first 3 months where everything was closed. Everything, you know.
Yeah.
And after that, I think we were only closed like a month. And that's it. And we are pretty lucky that we have the weather that we have, so people could go out and train.
Yeah, that helps.
That helps
not
a
the
lot.
same in the Netherlands.
I can. I've been in contact with a lot of boxes, and then you could see like, okay, guys, you can train in the street, but it's 3 degrees and it's raining, and here, I mean, I think that month that the gyms were closed, we were allowed to train outside, just outside of the box. Unless you were living in the city. In the city is a bit more difficult, but if you could go out, pretty much everybody was able to train. A little bit difficult for some people, but still was okay. And gyms were just taking dumbbells to the park and things like that, so that was still okay.
Yeah, I think you as an affiliate owner, you just get creative, and you're trying to find best solutions. And you know, it's not always going to be the best solution, but I think, you know, you gotta pick something. You gotta decide what you can do and how you can still operate your business with the limitations that you're getting. I think that's been the biggest challenge for everyone involved. And you know, I think I spoke to, you know, at least I would say a good 80% of affiliate owners in our region. And you know, it's like 1 or 2 maybe out of the 400 affiliates that we're covering have been closed due to COVID, you know. So I think that's and mostly for those ones, COVID was kind of the last push to kind of push them over the edge. But it just goes to show like how strong the CrossFit community is. And I think, you know, we got the mentality of when you do a workout for time or you do an AMRAP or whatever, it's like, just gotta get through this, gotta finish it. And I think I see that with a lot of affiliate owners where they just approach it with the same kind of mindset of just like plowing through.
Yeah. So how do you see evolution or the growth of CrossFit in Benelux? Because did you say 400 boxes in the entire Benelux?
Yeah.
So that's quite a lot.
Yeah, so that
right?
Yeah, that is quite a lot. That also includes the Caribbean area. So we have 4 islands: Aruba, Bonaire, Curaçao, and Sint Maarten. But there's 9 affiliates on there. So yeah, in terms of growth, I think it's interesting that just as a tradition, and I'm talking a little bit more specific towards the Netherlands here, but I think we've always been a few of early adapters and a very much. So I remember back in 2011 when I started my affiliate, we were the 8th or 9th affiliate in the Netherlands, and we had the first one. I don't want to screw this up, but I think they've been around since either 2005 or 2006. And so what you see in terms of growth is that now it's becoming really dense. We're actually one of the most densely populated CrossFit areas in the world. Because if you look at the number of million of people to CrossFit gyms, we have about 15 or 16 in the Netherlands, and we have about 8 or 9 in Belgium, which is, I think, in Europe, one of the highest numbers, and then worldwide, it's actually one of the highest numbers in terms of density. So in terms of growth, I think our goal is really to, like I said, kind of like support the current affiliates to make sure that we stay current with them, and that they can thrive and be successful in business. But there's still some areas that are very, I would say, up for opportunity in terms of growth. Like you have some parts in more like the southeast of Belgium. You have some parts in more the south, like west of Belgium. You have some areas specific in the north of the Netherlands, east of the Netherlands. There's a lot of cities there that have smaller populations, but have still room for CrossFit affiliates if you look at total numbers. So I think the problem in the more remote areas is, and I think you see this in Spain, right? You see like English is not people's first language, and it's limiting them in understanding how to open an affiliate. It's limiting them in getting their L1 credential, or maybe, knowing everything that's up to date there. And I think in Spain, everything is translated now, or most of it is translated thanks to, Nat and the team over there. But I think what's hard is that in the Netherlands, we don't have translation currently. And so I think if we would be able to translate, a seminar, pieces of information about how to become an affiliate, I think that's going to be highly beneficial to support growth in those more remote areas. And hopefully we can see more growth in the future, but it's not going to be as big as, Spain or France, where there's more opportunity for growth.
Yeah, obviously the size of the country makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's small.
Yeah. We have we have pretty small cities here with 4 or 5 CrossFit boxes. All of them full time. I remember when first time I traveled to Netherlands and trained there. I remember that most of the boxes that I was trying to train with, they were part-time. They were opening only mornings or a few hours, and they were like small places. And that was maybe 2012, something like this, somewhere around there. I guess that's changed completely, right? So now you don't have those part-time boxes anywhere.
Yeah, I would say, most of them aren't, but you still have a handful of affiliates that, they combine it with like a full-time job. And I think in Belgium, you see that a little bit more often than in the Netherlands. But yeah, again, I definitely think that now there's a lot of professional gyms that do it as their full-time job, which then benefits the service that they give and the operating hours and stuff like that. So it's definitely changing.
Yeah. That's great. I think it's there is always opportunities for opening a box where there is enough population, and you can see the traditional gyms in any 6,000-7,000 people city. You get 2 or 3 of those gyms. Now not anymore, because that model, it's kind of disappearing because of CrossFit in many ways. So I think there is a space for maybe not 4 big boxes with a big warehouse, but the case in Denmark. I was living in Copenhagen for 5 years, and you got a lot of boxes in the second floor or the third floor of any building, and then you get the ones with a huge warehouse, and then another ones that were just more like a studio, and they were doing CrossFit and something else. So I think I'm pretty sure in Netherlands is similar, in Benelux is similar. Here in Spain, most of the boxes are still, big warehouse. You need to have the full setup, but I think there is a huge room for smaller spaces in smaller cities where functional fitness needs to be there, and it's still not there. So CrossFit should be there at some point. And that's absolutely. At least how I see the growth of CrossFit in some places.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I agree. And I think, like you said earlier, you see the professionalism in many different areas evolve in terms of like the affiliates, the sport, everything related to it. Yeah.
Cool. But Wesley, that was pretty much the whole purpose of the podcast. We do 30-40 minutes podcast, so they are short and people can just we are not Joe Rogan that we can do 3 hours podcast and and drinking and smoking weed while talking. But I think it was pretty cool. It's good that we want to give that view of what CrossFit is doing to a lot of people, that they just know CrossFit from their box, and they think CrossFit is just their box and that's it. And I think there is way more things around that. So that's what
definitely.
And it will be cool later on to do another one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I hope, Adrian, maybe I can come back in a year from now and tell you about how it's different than the last time we talked, because it would be great to show you the evolution of things that are going on specific to the Benelux, but I think even specific to CrossFit in general. I think we're growing, evolving, and I don't think we're going to be in the same place we were in right now. So exciting times ahead, and super grateful to be on the podcast. Let me know if you need me any other time.
Yeah, of course. I think probably as the season advances, there are a lot of other topics. Obviously, the open. With I guess it will follow the same format. Maybe you guys don't even know that.
I wish I had the answers for you, but I think it does. Yeah,
because for what I can see from the outside, it seems that CrossFit Affiliates is one big block, and then you have the games of the competition, which is another block that obviously is connected, but kind of they want to make the big difference, who is running what and how, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think, it's like, it's not that we're all separate, but it's definitely different chunks and different things demanding different sections. So, I think sport is one, like you talked about, the affiliate system is one, and then obviously training as well, like the education department, with all the seminars and all the stuff going on. And I think those are the big pillars in terms of topics that we're trying to support. Yeah.
I think it's a smart way to do it, because I'm still talking with some people that they think CrossFit is the CrossFit Games, and you just see a massive amount of muscles moving stuff, and a lot of people get afraid of. And I'm surprised that there are still people thinking that that's CrossFit. So they haven't even Google CrossFit.
Yeah.
And see the closest affiliate that is around there, which is normally there's always one pretty close from you.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree.
Cool, but let's. Thanks a lot, Wesley, for everything.
No problem.
I'll be pretty happy if we meet at some point anytime soon. And then we keep in contact. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we will. I'm pretty sure next year is the year that we need to start traveling a little bit more, because these 2 years have been a little bit difficult. And I'm covering quite a lot of Europe, which I'm hoping to change that at some point and have, like the same that you guys have some local representative. It will be nice for us to have some people here and there that they can help us. That will be good.
Definitely.
Cool.
Good, man. Well, see you in the future.
Yeah, see you soon, Wesley, and thanks a lot again.
All right. Ciao.
Bye-bye.